Hello students, today's class is for BBA third year finance students and we will discuss as usual my subject, that is working capital management. Dear students, in the last video, if you remember what we were discussing, we have just started your unit 2, that is cash management. So under cash management, what we have discussed, the meaning. We have also discussed the motives for holding the cash. So in today's video we will discuss the various approaches to cash management. The approaches to cash management. So why it is being very much necessary, the managing the cash, simply because of two reasons. Number one is cash receipts, and number two is your cash payments. We may receive the cash from the sundry debtors, or you may say bills receivable. So at any point of time we may receive the cash from our sundry debtors, or we may also receive the cash through bills receivable, and sometimes it is also necessary to make cash payments also. You may ask the question, sir, why it is being required for making the payments in time? Because no doubt in point number one, cash receipt. So the cash comes into the organization. The sundry debtors are paying money to us, the bills receivable, we are also getting the money by endorsing the various bills. So the money or cash comes to the business. So why it is being necessary for making the payments or making the expenses, or how it will manage our cash, because we are paying the money. See, at every month the budget is being prepared. At every point of time the budget is being prepared. So since these budgets are prepared on you may say monthly basis, hence we may say that only when we are paying the money in time, only when we are receiving the money in time, then only a proper balance can easily be maintained. On the other hand, if we will only receive the money and not making the payment in time, then our sundry creditors may charge certain amount of interest. So if we are not able to pay the money in time, then we have to make additional expenses by payment of the interest part. So getting the money, it means collecting the money, as well as payment of money is highly essential for running the business in a very smooth manner. Or you can say that only when we are receiving the money and only when you are paying the money in time, then only a smooth flow of operation, that is the business cycle, will properly run in a very smooth manner. So both cash receipts as well as number two, cash payments, are each highly essential for properly managing the cash. Up to this is clear. Now we will move to our main topic for today's topic, approaches to cash management. Dear students, there are two approaches to cash management, TW2, two approaches to cash management. Both the approaches requires, you may say, or the objective of studying the approaches to cash management is the optimum amount of cash balance. See, as we have discussed right now under point number 1 and point number 2, the cash receipts as well as the cash payments are there. So we are in a good state of mind that at every point of time the business should properly able to maintain an optimum cash balance so that the smooth flow of or smooth run of the business can easily be done, or the business cycle will run in a very smooth manner. So it is quite essential to derive the optimal cash balance at every point of time. So under the two approaches that we will study in today's class, our objective is to arrive at the optimal cash balance point. First one is, or first approach you may say Miller or model, ORR, or you may say Miller ORR model also, because OR stands for OR, here double R is there. So you may say Miller ORR model or Miller or model. So Miller or model is nothing but one of the beautiful approach to arrive at the optimal cash balance. What should the business organization must do certain things in order to arrive at the optimal cash balance amount. So for this purpose, let's see one diagram. On the OX axis, we will take the time factor into consideration. On the OY axis, we will take into consideration the cash factor. Now, so three lines are there in the diagram. X is the line which indicates the UCL, upper control limit. Z is the line which indicates the retain point 0, or you may say O is the line which indicates the minimum cash balance or minimum level of cash. Now, Suppose the business flows, the business carry on its activities, or the business makes its day-to-day transactions from the point Z. So this is nothing but the flow of the cash. Now, when the cash balance once touches the line, you may say X. So X is the line which indicates upper control limit. So at this point, the business reaches the maximum cash balance. It means at that point, suppose this is point K, for example. So at this point, that is at point K, the business is having sufficient amount of cash, or you may say sufficient balance of cash. Dear students, you should know that sufficient amount of cash is also very dangerous for the organization, because it may lead to blockage of the cash balance. If we unnecessarily keep more than the required cash balance or more than the optimal cash balance, then our unnecessary blockage of capital will arise. So you may say from the port at point K, suppose this is point K. So at the point K, the business reaches the maximum point of cash. So if the organization will go beyond this line, that is beyond the point K, then there will be unnecessary blockage of capital and the business may lose its income. So right now the business has to invest in, or has to think for investing the cash in various marketable securities. Invest in the marketable securities. Carefully understand these topics. Once the organization reaches the point K, that is maximum balance level, so the business has to invest in the marketable securities. Dear students, what is marketable securities? Marketable securities means short-term trading or short-term securities which gives very handsome amount of profit to the organization also. So by investing in the marketable securities, the cash is properly invested, as well as the business organization is properly able to earn certain amount of interest. Now what are the marketable securities if you ask me? So the marketable securities may include your shares, marketable securities may include your debentures, investment in mutual funds or short-term mutual funds, which is generally for less than one accounting year. So by investing in various marketable securities, the organization automatically invest the money, and also certain amount of interest is also being received by the business. So the flow continues. Suppose the flow continues, the organization keeps on investing in various marketable securities. So it once it touches the return point, since there is no risk to the business, they again keep on investing in various marketable securities. Now once they touch at point, you may say L, at this point, that is minimum cash balance, or point zero line. Once they touch the zero line in the OY axis where cash is there, once they touches the zero line, that is minimum cash balance, and the point is L. Now the business has to think very carefully, because this is the minimum amount of cash which every organization should keep with him. For example, for running an organization, rupees 20,000 is the minimum cash balance which is required for keeping in the organization every day, so that the organization will be able to make payment of various office expenses, various other expenses, or for running the day-to-day activities of the business in a very smooth manner. So once the organization touches the point L, now the business cannot go below to this line, because once the business goes below to this line, it means still they are investing in marketable securities. Then rupees 20,000 will be reduced. It may be 18,000, it may be 15,000, or it may even reduce to 10,000, which may again result in hampering in the day-to-day activities of the business. The business will not be able to run in a very smooth manner because they are coming below to the line. Now, what the business should do? Once the business reaches this point L, that is the minimum cash balance, now they have to sell the securities. They have to sell the securities which they have already invested in marketable securities, that is purchase of shares, debentures, mutual funds. The business will now sell those marketable securities in the market, because I have already told you marketable securities are high liquid securities which can easily be converted into cash at any point of time. So now they keep on selling the marketable security. Now dear students, once the organization keeps on selling the marketable securities, so money comes in, again the cash level will increase, yes or no? For example, today on 26th of July, I am selling suppose 1 lakh marketable securities, or I am selling the securities worth rupees 1 lakh. So rupees 1 lakh is received by me, or rupees 1 lakh is received by the organization. So that my cash balance will keeps on increasing. So again the graph goes on increasing. Again the graph goes on increasing. Understand this point? Why the graph goes on increasing? Simply because they are selling, or you may say sell of marketable securities. Now once the marketable securities are sold in the securities market, the cash balance point will increase. The cash balance amount will definitely keeps on increasing. Again it will touch the, suppose this point M, which is the retain point. Very important, which is the retain point. So this is a diagrammatical graph, and this is not an end. Don't think point M is the end. Again the graph continues. Again it will touch to the line X, that is upper control level. Once it touches the upper control level, then again they have to invest, keeps on investing till point L. Once they touches the point L, then again the organization will think of sale of marketable securities, so that the cash balance will increase. So this is a flow, and this is a flow. I am giving only the short form. The graph continues. The graph continues as the business keeps on running every day. The graph also continues. Understand this graph properly? So the business every point of time should try to reach the retain point, so that optimal cash balance is being there. Now this diagram is one of the presentation, or you may say diagrammatic presentation of the Miller-Orr model. Now dear students, this graph is good for understanding. This graph is very good for understanding that how the business should properly maintain its cash. But this graph will not till now tell us what is the minimum amount of cash, or what is the optimal cash balance that should be properly maintained by an organization. Now for this purpose, Miller-Orr model has developed a formula. What is the formula? The formula is a very lengthy formula. Optimal cash balance C equal to 3 into 3/4 into So this is the formula, as I already been tell you. This formula is a lengthy one. The formula is 3 into 3 by 4 into transaction cost per order. 3 into 3 by 4 into transaction cost per order into cash flow from operation divided by interest per transaction or interest per day. Or you may calculate on daily basis, you may calculate on per transaction basis, whole multiplied with 1 by 3. Again see the formula, 3 multiplied with 3 by 4 into transaction cost per order into cash flow from the operation divided by, not whole divided by, only this much divided by interest per transaction or interest per day, whole multiplied with or whole to the power 1 by 3. So this is the formula for calculating the optimal cash balance. What is mean by optimal cash balance? Optimal cash balance is nothing but the minimum amount of cash that every business organization should keep for running the smooth flow of the business activities. In the diagrammatic presentation also, I already told you what is the drawback if the business keeps on keeping with sufficient amount of cash, and also what is the drawback that once the organization touches the minimum cash balance point. So at every point of time, every business organization should always try to achieve the retained point. So the organization will stand for or will plan for investment in the marketable securities as well as selling on the marketable securities according to the demand. So this is the Miller or model. Now we will move to the second approach. क्या लिखा है बोर्ड पे? विलियम जे बाउमल मॉडल, इंग्लिश नेम है क्योंकि फॉरेन के ऑथर है तो उन्हीं के नाम से उन्होंने वो मॉडल बनाया है। विलियम जे बाउमल मॉडल और पॉपुलरली नोन एज बाउमल मॉडल। नाउ अंडर दिस मॉडल we will find out the optimum cash balance with the help of the inventory system. So this model is also known as इन्वेंटरी मॉडल। इसको हम इन्वेंटरी मॉडल भी कहते हैं। William J. Baumol model is also known as inventory model. Now under William J. Baumol model, we will calculate the optimal cash balance directly with the applying the formula C equal to, C stands for, I have already told you, C stands for optimal cash balance, 2 into U into P divided by S, whole root over 2 UP by S, where C equal to optimal cash balance, U equal to transaction cost per order, or you may say per month according to the requirement of the question. According to the requirement of the question, your transaction cost may be per order or may be per month according to the requirement or the data given on the question. We will solve that accordingly. उसके बाद क्या है? P stands for फिक्स्ड कॉस्ट पर ऑर्डर, एस, यू हो गया, पी हो गया, उसके बाद क्या है एस, एस इक्वल टू opportunity cost, or you may also say carrying cost per order. So this is the formula 2 UP by S. UP stands for not Uttar Pradesh, U stands for transaction cost per order, P stands for fixed cost, S equal to opportunity cost or carrying cost per order. Now suppose, let's take one example. Suppose the organization is having, you may say 40 lakhs is the ट्रांजैक्शन कॉस्ट पर मंथ. एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का 40 लाख का ऑर्डर बनता है, ट्रांजैक्शन कॉस्ट बनता है एक महीने में. 100 इज द फिक्स्ड कॉस्ट, 100 is the fixed cost, and suppose interest rate is 12%. Interest rate is 12%. So the calculation will be 2 into 100 into 40 lakhs. 40 lakhs divided by 12%. It means 12 by 100 equal to 0.12. Fine. 0.12. The whole root over. इसका कितना बनेगा? फॉर एग्जाम्पल डाल लेते हैं 2,50,000. 2,50,000. So the optimal cash balance comes to, एक एग्जाम्पल इमेजिनरी फिगर दिया हुआ है, हाँ, कोई एग्जैक्ट कैलकुलेशन करने से ही पता चलेगा. So 2,50,000 कैसा आया? 2 into 100 into 40 lakhs divided by 0.12, which comes to rupees 2,50,000. So rupees 2,50,000 is the minimum amount of cash balance that every organization should keep in order to run the business activities in a very smooth manner. So dear students, in today's video we have seen the two different approaches to the cash management. Number one, Miller ORR model, and second one, William J. Baumol model, or popularly known as Baumol model or inventory model. And this is the calculation. In the subsequent videos we will learn some new things about your unit 2. Thank you.